I became aware of Friendship Park through my daughter, who was away at college. Being a landscape architect, I have dragged her over the course of her lifetime to many parks. And she made me aware of this special place because she wanted to do a senior thesis project on it. And so we went down to visit the park. I had actually been to this location to see where the border wall goes into the Pacific Ocean and been a little bit unaware of the activities of the cross-border cultural connection where families can see their loved ones going on. The original creation of Friendship Park, the original designation in the 70s was International Friendship Park, had been a movement prior to the 70s through a local movement. And that kind of got picked up at a federal, national level when the Nixon administration came out with their Legacy of Parks initiative. And so in that initiative, a number of federal properties were returned to states for recreational uses. And Pat Nixon, who was the first lady at the time, went around to these different sites across the country and did ribbon cutting ceremonies in the gesture of turning these over to the state. If you would have visited in the early 70s, there would have been a simple barbed wire fence. Families would still be able to come together and hug one another, change baked goods, pass cupcakes across and have a connection to their family members that maybe they couldn't cross the border to see. As security increased at the border in a number of periods, that division of fencing actually became more and more prominent. So there was an iteration in the 90s of kind of a mesh where you could still kind of pass small things through. You could still, touch your families and have some kind of human connection. And that fence actually went right through the middle of the historic monument, which is the origin of our country on the South Quarter, Monument Number 1, back originally. And then that continued to evolve with in relation to terrorism events like with 9/11 to a very fortified experience. And unfortunately, as it stands today, you are not allowed into the cross-border space to see your families. It is closed. It's an incredible loss to a really important human connection space. When the park was opened, in the recent past, I think to be in that space and be able to see grandparents who have traveled maybe hundreds of miles to see their grandchildren once in person, and families who travel from all over the country, to see these relatives that they can't cross and see. It's a powerful moment. It's an honor to watch it, and it is a very humanizing experience to be in that space. So the loss of that space, the loss of human connectivity, is really a loss to our both cultures. I would love to see a safe space where families could reconnect, but I would love to see the dream of Pat Nixon, who said, we're such good friends and neighbors. I hope this fence is temporary, that maybe there's a way to open up Friendship Circle and bring down, the wall down, and so people can mingle at certain hours, and then the wall, like big bollards, pop back up. So within Friendship Park and within the circle that is what we call international component of the park, there is the original monument marker that was installed just after the Treaty of Guadalupe Hidalgo. It was originally monument marker number 1, and it's been a destination since our state became a state for visitors to come and see. Currently, that monument actually exists on the Mexico side of the border because the fortifications of the wall are so significant that foundation cannot cross into Mexico. So they've had to pull a wall and block off this really significant monument. People should care about Friendship Park because it is this one place in our country that our ecology, our culture, and our history comes together. They should care about Friendship Park because it is the origin of the country on the southern border. They should care about Friendship Park because it is the only place along the southern border where families can come together and see one another. They should care about Friendship Park because the park is located in this rich ecology of sand dunes and coastal marshes and the Pacific Ocean. They should care about Friendship Park because it was created by the First Lady of our country. And they should care about Friendship Park because it is in danger of being lost, and it is lands in the public trust. This is our land, and it is in danger of being lost because all historic, cultural, ecological protections are waived through current border wall construction through the Real ID waiver process.